Molweni Ninjani. My name is DJ Momo and welcome to All Out 9 Yards. We dive into conversations with the game changers, the trailblazers, and many more. And we are talking about important personalities who are making waves. Even I said important, anyone who is making waves in their industries. So on today's episode, we have got Mr. Is it Kobby or Kobby?
Kobby.
Kobby.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I've got Mr. Kobby today, who's joining us on today's show. He's a gospel musician based in South Africa, and he comes all the way from Ghana.
Perfect.
So, Mr. Kobby, how are you doing?
I am super good by the grace of God.
We thank God for that, and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much.
And what does Kobby mean? Is it a Ghanaian name?
Yes, it is a Ghanaian name that is derived from, in Ghana, we actually name people after the day they were born. So on Monday, sounds like Kwajo, and Tuesday, which I am, is also Kwabena. From the Fante or my tribe is Kobby. From the other tribe, we say Kwabena. So that is Kobby. I'm a Tuesday born from Ghana.
Oh, so you were born on Tuesday?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, which month?
It's February, 14 February.
Mr. Valentine.
Yes.
Okay. So let's get into the music industry. Yes. Oh, anyways, I wanted to ask, how do you greet in Ghana?
Etisane.
Etisane. Okay, I almost forgot that. Etisane.
Boko.
Oh yes. So let's get into the music career. When did you start singing?
Okay, so initially I started with the musical instrument. With the bass guitar, I started from the age of 6.
Oh, so you also play instruments?
Yes, I do play. I major in the on the bass guitar.
Okay.
And then I also do the piano, the drums, and I actually teach the musical instrument. And then along the line, the singing also became part. So I started singing around 18, 19. Yeah.
18.
19 years.
Wow.
Yes.
That's way back. So that's when you started like the whole musical journey, the whole singing career and all that. So how did you notice that there's talent in you when it comes to singing?
Yeah, I realized it when I started teaching and training the choirs. Back then in Ghana, I used to be in charge of the youth choir of Calvary Baptist Church. And then I realized that I could really teach all the parts of the singing aspect. So I realized, well, if I'm able to teach, then I should be able to also do it myself. Then I said, all right, let's just go. I then started.
So you're more into like teaching choirs, like the vocals and everything.
Exactly.
Up to now. Do you still do that?
I still do that.
Okay. So let's talk about like you moving here in South Africa. When did you move here in South Africa?
I moved here not quite long, around 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not quite long. Probably, I think that was maybe around 2014, somewhere there.
Exactly. 2014, 15, thereabout.
Oh, okay. So how is South Africa to you? Like specifically Port Elizabeth, did you move straight to PE or maybe you were at some parts of South Africa?
Yes, I moved to Pretoria, from Ghana straight to Pretoria, and then I spent a month in Pretoria and I moved down here to Port Elizabeth. Yeah, I chose Port Elizabeth because it was more of a place that I could really build myself. There were a lot of tension and pressure and stress in Pretoria. So I decided to search for a place where I can find peace and calmness and then build myself. And I moved here.
Is it still the same, like with everything that is going on
Things
here?
Things have changed. Yeah, of course. I mean, things have changed. Down 10 years ago when I came here, I could barely, move around even around 9 p.m. and but now I can't even move around around 7 p.m. I can't even move around because things have really changed.
Crime and all that stuff.
Everything.
Okay, so let's talk about the music industry here in PE. How is it like?
Yes, one thing I realized was Port Elizabeth was so small compared to Johannesburg and Pretoria that I had seen. So I realized that even 9 years ago, when I started active ministry in singing here, I realized that I was the only one in the areas of North End. I was the only one hosting programs. So I realized something, that the music in Port Elizabeth was only based on the people in location, not the people in town. So it was really not working for me, because it was something like it's new to people here. All that they were used to was church, 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 and not a music concert.
Okay.
Yes. So I can say in North End I started music concert, hosting concerts, and then people also got used to it.
Okay.
So music in Port Elizabeth is not too strong, it's not too great as compared to Pretoria and Johannesburg, where all the producers, where all the quality musicians are. You know, I know most musicians, as soon as they become great and professional in Port Elizabeth, they move down to Joburg, because that is where the whole game is. Yeah, so Port Elizabeth is just a normal place.
So when you came here in PE, right, and you noticed that PE is very quiet when it comes to music production and everything like that, have you ever come to a point whereby you regretted, like, I so wish I could have just stayed in Pretoria or Joburg?
You know, in life, I think we have to make mistake and learn from it. So I would say yes, in some way, somehow, I would say yes, I really regretted moving down here to start the career of music, because I can imagine 8 years or 9 years of intense music ministry in Joburg or Pretoria I would have actually, you know, I know that I would have been there
somewhere.
At least somewhere. But like I said, all the big guys are in Joburg, and to see you have to be there. So yes, sometimes even now, sometimes I really do regret, you know, moving here, but it's the will of God.
But do you think like there's any chance whereby you might move back to Pretoria?
It's in God's hand. You will see how where God takes this ministry.
All right, so why gospel? Of all the genres, we've got reggae, R&B, you know, amapiano, gomu, you can name it, but why gospel?
Yes, I would say this. Let me start from here. I really do respect all the other genres, you know. The amapiano, all these ones, these guys are doing super well. But my father is a pastor.
Okay.
And I was born into church. You know, I was born into doing the things of God. So let's just say I grew up knowing that gospel is the only way to approach God.
Okay.
You know, and then growing up, I realized that yes, of course, I was born into church, but when I was growing, I realized that the more I sing gospel, the more I get closer to God.
Okay.
So, assuming I'm sad now, I'm very sad now, I start singing the worship songs, I just don't know what will really happen. Everything will change.
Wow.
So, I chose gospel because it draws me more closer to God. And I don't know what I'll be without God.
So it's more of like a ministry to you.
It's a ministry.
Wow.
It's a ministry.
Okay, so talking about the gospel industry itself, what are the challenges that most gospel artists face?
Perfect. Thank you so much. I'm super glad you asked this question. You know, I have been in this ministry for a very long time. Very long time. I've been in Netherlands. I've been in Germany.
Oh,
I've
really?
been in Europe, you know, touring with music.
Okay.
And guess what? I was not ministering gospel. I was ministering on the bass guitar.
Okay.
With other groups. And one thing I noticed was other genres. They really have a lot of or broad of sponsorship. They have broad of opportunities out there. And I remember back then in Netherlands, you know, I would play one gig, and then before I end the gig, I already have secured another gig. And when I started this gospel music ministry, I realized that we are so limited when it comes to sponsorship or other opportunities. It's like the greatest challenge I would say is that everybody is running out of or running away from the gospel fraternity. Why? Because people feel like if I invest more into gospel, I'm going to lose. Why? Because now in this world that we live, I don't want to say the devil is winning, but it looks as if the devil has won. So that is why most people will not invest into the gospel. Why? Because they will lose. And we see it. We see people host program in the stadium. It's filled, packed, fully packed, and it's not gospel. Let a gospel minister organize a show or a concert, and you will see just empty seats. The only music or gospel concert I see full pack is Joyous Celebration in South Africa, and it's always sold out. Yes, and that is because they have built themselves up to a standard that even the sponsorship themselves will run to them, and they have been having a sponsor for all these years. So they don't really think about finances. But other ministers really are suffering because there is no finances, there's no opportunities for them.
Oh, we've got Mr. Kobby with some exciting news for you guys. So, Mr. Kobby, can you please share the exciting news?
5 p.m. exactly on Saturday, 10th of May, at number 16 Glen Street, Richmond Hill, just opposite the park, Richmond Park. And it's going to be an extraordinary time. All the ministers are coming. They are well prepared. Carefully selected their songs so that they can service you. I believe from Cameroon is also coming. Minister Blessing, my good brother, my own brother, Minister Blessing Jambao.
Wow,
is also coming. I mean, this guy came into my life and it has been great doors of opportunities.
Wow.
He is always calling me, hey minister, there's this, are you interested? There is this, are you interested? Wow. You know, that was what I was saying. If we could help each other, we will get there. So he calls me most of the times, and the Living Seraph from the Covenant Word Ministry is also coming. The House of Prayer is also coming, and most of them, some of them have not even put their names on the list, but they called me and said, no, we saw the program poster outside. No, we are ready to come, even if it is 5 minutes, we are ready. Yes, so most of them are really coming.
So are we selling any tickets?
No. So what happened was I wanted to sell tickets, but I said, let me just use this opportunity to give the chance to people to come know this ministry.
All right.
Yes. In as much as I have been here for long, still people do not know me. So I said, let me give this opportunity for people to come freely and come and know the ministry, and then let's see what happens.
Okay, so what time is it going to start?
It's going to be on the at 5 p.m. Saturday. We are planning to close early. By 8 we should be done. So we are starting at exactly 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Yeah. All right. So I've got a question for you, Mr. Kobby. So you said that you're from Ghana, right? But apparently there are some gospel artists that are making waves in Ghana. What's your thought about it? Have you ever thought of like going back home and continue your ministry, since there's that thing whereby gospel artists are on the market there in Ghana?
Yeah, let me say this. I big shout out to Minister Joe Metal. I love his ministry so much. Sonny Badu, my father. So talking about Ghana, I am particularly not so good at singing Ghanaian songs. Yes, because when I was growing up, the churches that I was really working with, they were so much into contemporary English songs.
Okay.
It's like the white church in back home Ghana.
Okay.
So let's just say the white people come to the church, educated people. So it's more of English church. So I was so much groomed into these foreign songs and foreign music. So I couldn't get so good, become so good in the Ghanaian native language songs. Nevertheless, I can still sing some of them anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
But the market there is good. And like I said, I've been here for years now, for almost 12 years, if I'm not mistaken. And it's been a long time I left home. I don't know how I'm going to break through in Ghana, even though it's my home. But I do not know how I would, because I don't have any contact or links there. And most of my family are abroad.
Okay.
Yes, so it will be difficult. But South Africa is the land of music.
I think I'm lost on that. Like, can you explain further for me?
Yes.
Like, why are you saying South Africa is the land of music?
South Africa is the land of music because go out there, call out any 2-year or 5-year-old girl, sing for me. She will take you to heaven. That is how I put it. Now, back then in Ghana, for someone to break through in singing, the person, it might be a gift or has been trained, super trained. It is not naturally, but here it is naturally, it's gifted to everyone. So the most reason why I chose to come to South Africa this is one of the reasons, because South Africa has music on the land and everyone knows music. Whether he has been to music school or not, he knows he can sing with a great voice. So it's land of music.
Because I was about to ask you that you've been to Germany, like you've said, Netherlands, any other countries?
Germany and France.
Germany, France, Netherlands. Like, how is music that side?
Yeah, that is a nice question. Music that side is more of jazz. It's more of those classical music. These gospel things is not really there. It's not really their thing.
So didn't it affect your faith, your ministry?
It did. It did, in the sense that it took my mind off the word of God.
Okay.
And now my mind was all about money. Because over there you just